The flight across the country felt endless, but as the plane descended into Vancouver, the dramatic view of the Pacific Ocean framed by snow-capped mountains made the long journey worth it. The West Coast was entirely different from the fast-paced financial chaos of Toronto. Here, a thick coastal rain fell continuously, washing over the slick streets and wrapping the ancient rainforests of Stanley Park in a blanket of misty silence. Up on the hills of West Vancouver, massive glass mansions overlooked the dark waters of the bay, hiding secrets behind high gates and dense, evergreen trees. I picked up my rental luxury sedan from the executive terminal. My phone buzzed almost immediately with a high-priority dispatch notice. Pick up Clara at the coastal lookout near Lighthouse Park, route to Whistler. The winding road along the coastline was quiet, illuminated only by the rhythmic sweeping of my windshield wipers. When I pulled into the dark parking area overlooking the crashing waves below, I spotted her right away. Clara was standing near the stone edge, leaning against a sleek sports car with its emergency lights blinking. She wore a high-collared charcoal trench coat, her damp copper hair curling slightly around her shoulders, catching the faint reflection of the city lights across the bay. She turned as I pulled up, stepping toward my passenger side with an unmistakable mixture of relief and intense determination. "Are you Leo?" she asked as she opened the door, bringing the crisp, cool scent of ocean rain and cedarwood into the car. Her voice was rich, with a smooth confidence that hid a deep layer of fatigue. "I am," I said, looking at her as she settled into the leather seat. "Head toward Whistler?" "Yes," Clara said, pulling off her wet gloves and rubbing her small, elegant hands together. "And please, take the old highway route. I need time before I reach the estate." As we left the coastline and began the long climb up the sea to Sky Highway, the rain intensified, drumming heavily against the roof. The fog thickened, isolating my car from the rest of the world. In the quiet cabin, the soft glow of the dashboard highlighted Clara's sharp jawline and wide green eyes. "You don't look like a typical driver, Leo," she said softly, turning her gaze from the dark forest outside to study my hands on the wheel. "You have a calm energy. Most people panic driving through this mountain fog." "Fear doesn't help you navigate," I replied smoothly, keeping my eyes on the winding road ahead. "You just have to trust your instincts and master the vehicle." Clara leaned back, a faint, intrigued smile touching her lips. "Instincts. It's been a long time since I met a man who actually relies on his own instead of hiding behind a corporate title or family wealth." She paused, her green eyes fixing on mine. "My family expects me to sign away my independence tonight at a summit in Whistler. They think they can dictate my life because of my name." "Nobody dictates your life unless you allow them to," I said, pulling the car into a wide, deserted, scenic pull-off, high above the canyon, shielded by towering Douglas firs. The silence between us became thick, charged with an undeniable rising heat. Clara unbuckled her seatbelt and moved closer to the center console, her breath leaving small traces of condensation on the passenger window. "Show me what real control feels like, Leo," she whispered, her voice barely above a breath as her fingers touched the collar of my shirt. "Just for tonight, let me forget who I am supposed to be." I didn't answer with words. My hand reached around her waist, pulling her flush against my chest as I brought my lips down to hers. Clara gasped, her hands immediately gripping my hair as she surrendered completely to the fierce, demanding kiss. The restraint she had kept bottled up for years vanished in an instant. She slid effortlessly into my lap, her long trench coat falling open to reveal a fitted, dark emerald dress underneath. Her skin was warm against the cool air of the cabin. My hands traced the sharp curve of her hips, moving with a firm, possessive rhythm that stripped away every bit of her hesitation. When I entered her, Clara let out a sharp, breathless cry, her fingers digging desperately into my shoulders as she arched her back. The windows fogged over entirely, enclosing us in a private world hidden deep in the mountain mist. I moved with a hard, steady momentum, driving her higher with every passing second until she lost all sense of time and place. Her climax hit her like a sudden wave, her entire body trembling in my arms as she buried her face into my neck, whispering breathless praises. I followed right after, a deep release echoing through the quiet warmth of the car. For a long time, we stayed linked together in the quiet darkness, watching the fog drift past the glass. When we finally reached the estate in Whistler, Clara turned to me with a transformed expression, stronger,